Hello everyone, this is Brett and thank you for tuning in. Today's video is going to be a rundown of titles that I found interesting from the Record Store Day Black Friday 2023 list. I'll get into that in a minute. If you're new to my channel and have yet to subscribe, please click the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and I look forward to interacting with you in the comments section. So yesterday, Monday, October 2nd, the Black Friday Record Store Day 2023 list came out. I wanted to give myself 24 hours to look it over a few times before shooting this video. And I pulled out just a handful of things that I found interesting on this list. It's a rather lackluster list in my opinion, but contrary to what what I've seen other people posting, I feel like the last few years of Record Store Day, in my opinion, for my taste, have been incredibly fruitful, especially this past April Record Store Day. If you missed my video of what I got, I'll leave a link for that, but we took home a ton of stuff. Really great things that will warrant multiple listens as well. So let's break this down. Also want to mention that, in my opinion, there were no real major releases that I see people queuing up overnight for on this. Who knows, but there were no real standouts. I was a little disappointed not to see The Cure on this one. They seem to have been releasing every Record Store Day and Black Friday some reissue of their catalog. This past April, they did the live album Show from the Wish Tour back in 1993, so I was just assuming the other live album that was released back then 30 years ago, Paris, would have been coming out for Black Friday. That is not the case. No U2, no other bigger names, no Taylor Swift this time. But yeah, let's dig in what I found interesting here. So first off, Graham Parsons and the Fallen Angels, the last roundup, live from Bijou Cafe, Philadelphia, March 16th, 1973. It's my understanding like this was the first documented club show from a Graham Parsons solo tour. 19-song live album featuring Emmylou Harris, of course. 2 records. It comes with an 11x17 poster. It's a Record Store Day first, so what that means is there's they have the option to release this and reissue it again for just a general store release, a non-Record Store Day one, at some point in the future. This is limited to 7,500 copies. So this album has a pretty interesting story. It was a soundboard recording on cassette tape that somehow got in the possession of the Amoeba record store chain in California. And when they were moving the locations of their Hollywood store, they came across this tape again, and is now getting a release. Includes songs from both of Graham's solo albums, so you have Love Hurts, We'll Sweep Out the Ashes in the Morning, Streets of Baltimore, etc. You also have Sin City and My Uncle from the Flying Burrito Brothers. There's a bunch of other tracks, cover songs, some things I've never heard before, so I'm very excited about that. The only issue with this one, $50, 2 records, so pretty expensive, but this is one that I definitely want to grab, so more than likely that one is going to be going home with me if I can find a copy. Okay, next up, David J. Tracks from the Attic. Back in April, they released Urban Urbane, his solo album. I think it was from 1992. First time ever vinyl pressing of that. So Tracks from the Attic is a 3-record set with vault/attic recordings from 1983 to 2004. What I researched was there's someone was digitizing and archiving his archives, and found all these tracks that he had recorded either at home or in a studio. All but one have never been released, and this is going to be limited to 500 copies. It's an RSD first. As I said, 3 records on red vinyl. I'm going to actually pass on this one. Not because I don't like David J. I really like his work, and Bauhaus Love and Rockets, a lot of his solo material, but it's $70, and the prices that I got from these are, I logged into Zia Records. It's a chain here in the Phoenix area, in Tucson and Las Vegas, and they will put up entries for these upcoming Record Store Days with what the price is going to be. So $69.99 is the price that they're showing for this one. So for $70, a 3-record set of stuff that I've never heard before, while that's very exciting, you know, would I paid $50 for the 3-record set? Maybe. But just as a comparison, I was also looking at some upcoming releases, because October and November this year have a ton of must-have reissues for me and new releases. So in one way, I'm kind of glad that there's not a whole lot on this list that I'm interested in getting, because I can divert those funds towards those. And with that being said, on the same day as Record Store Day, Black Friday, November 24th this year, New Model Army is releasing a triple record set called Sinfonia, which is a live album with the Leipzig, Germany Orchestra. It sounds like it's going to be fantastic. As I mentioned, it's 3 records like the David J one, but it also includes a DVD of the whole show. So not only do you get the audio, you get the video as well. 3 records, $44.99 is what it's selling for, that I can tell on Amazon. But the David J, $69.99. So the fact that these are record starter releases somehow is causing the prices to inflate. So $25 more for actually less than you're getting on that New Model Army. So I'm going to pass on that one, unfortunately. Next up, this is an album I bought on CD back when it came out. Scarlett Johansson, Anywhere I Lay My Head. A lot of people know Scarlett Johansson from her acting work. And so this album didn't probably get a lot of proper attention back when it came out. So what is this? It's an album of Tom Waits covers that she did in collaboration with TV on the Radio's David Seatek. David Bowie makes a guest appearance on backing vocals on Falling Down and Fannin Street. Falling Down is absolutely spectacular. I really, really like this album. I think her voice suits the Tom Waits songs very well. And she also did a collaborative album with Pete Yorn that came out shortly after this. I think it was called Relator. That was also really good. So, Black Friday exclusive, limited to 2,000, 1 LP on green vinyl on the Asbestos Records label. So originally when this came out, Zia had up the original entry for it back when it came out. I bought it on CD instead of record at the time. But it came out at $19.99 back in 2008. Record Store Day, the price that this is going to be at is $37.99, so it's almost doubled since then. But that one I'm going to go for because I really like that album. It'll be great to have it on vinyl. All right, next up is an interesting one. If you watched my best albums of 2023 so far video, I chose in my top 10 Kim Petras, Feed the Beast. This is kind of more of an electro pop album in the vein of like a Charlie XCX. That's her debut, but just a couple weeks ago, digitally, another album released called Problematique. And that album was originally supposed to be the debut. It was recorded, somehow it was shelved by the record label. So it came out digitally, and now it's getting the Record Store Day treatment. It's going to be an RSD first 10-song album, red vinyl, limited to 3,500 copies, $37.99 once again for a 1-record set. Most likely I'll be passing on that one, and maybe I'll just go for the CD on that one like I did on this one. All right, and then lastly, this one is INXS Shabu Shuba Rarities. 11 rare B-sides, remixes, live tracks from their 1982 album. A fantastic record. I'm not going to get this one most likely because while I do love the deep cut rare B-sides, remixes, and live tracks, I'm not as big of a fan of. So it's a Record Store Day exclusive, limited to 3,500. The picture looks like it's on brown vinyl. Comes with a 2-page insert released on Rhino Atlantic, and that's only $24.99 for a 1-record set. So the ScarJo, Kim Petras, 1-record set also, $37.99. The INXS 1-record, $24.99. It's hard to make sense of these prices. Yeah, so that's my rundown. So there's really 2 things that are kind of like must-haves for me, and that's the Graham Parsons and the Scarlett Johansson. But I'm curious to think what you guys think of the list this year. Are there any must-haves or things that you're interested in picking up? Let me know in the comments. And of course, there will be a follow-up video the day of Record Store Day, Black Friday, showing what I ended up actually getting. So thanks for tuning in. I look forward to your comments. Bye.